Hello and welcome to Draw 11 of the U21 Imperial Slam. This morning we have the men's semifinals of the A and B event. I'm in C, I believe. It's not loading. Anyways, on our feature sheet we have a rematch of Draw 9, Team Knee-Page versus Team Casper. Team Knee-Page is the #1 seed and has hammer and choice of color. They chose the yellow rocks. Going across the sheets, we have Team Dobson versus Team Malima in the B semifinal. Team Malima has starting with hammer. We have Team Stratton versus Team Inglis. Team Stratton starts with hammer. And our only women's game is the last round robin game, Team Taylor versus Team Akers. Team Taylor won the draw of the button with hammer. And on sheet 5 we have Team Bryant versus Team Goves, our other men's A semifinal. Team Bryant was the higher seed, so they each had choice of hammer and color. They chose blue. Total opposite of last time these two teams played against each other. There are rocks in play in the first end. Sweepers backing off this rock. They would love to have get this to sit in the top 4. It looks like it's going to slide through. And Team Knee-Page is still shot rock in the back 8-foot. I do like this call from Gavin. That blue rock is your only danger rock, so peel that in the first end. Move to a corner guard would be nice. There's a little bit of outward motion on Jaden's release there. Makes the peel though. This rock is moving on them. That is the side that curls about 2 feet more. But still a bad outcome where you roll. Yeah, Team Knee-Page is still shot, but second, third, fourth is not a bad result. Team Knee-Page kind of deciding to come down the center line. This rock took off on them. I think a little lighter than Gavin were called, so it moved a little more than they expected. And Danny is realizing their shot. Probably still would like to play the hit and roll. Obviously there's jam opportunities, but with 3 yellows biting into the rings, you definitely want to make a hit. Could also play the double on the top 2 yellows. But I like this call. Team Knee Page's rock just in the same spot. Does have some late movement off the center line. Really well played rock by Team Casper. Nice shot from Ethan. Do not like the draw. You might lose your yellow, but depending how thin you hit the blue rock. Don't think you want to make the double. I think you want to just hit and roll over. Keep your yellow 1-2. Make it too thin, you're going to lose your yellow on the right hand side of your screen. Here. Not a bad outcome. It'd be pretty hard for Team Casper to hit both yellows. If you hit this yellow just off nose, you'll stay frozen and be shot. So that's Ethan's goal. That's what Danny's calling. I think both teams know, as they played on this sheet yesterday, how much this side moves. So big sweep by Coleman. And, not a bad outcome. Team Knee Page's rock is still second shot. Shot rock is about half buried. Shouldn't be a problem on this side of the sheet with about board weight. Probably could nose it. Big sweep by Jaden, try to get this by, and nice throw. Good team shot there. It did roll out a little bit, so Danny has the opportunity to hit and roll behind those staggered guards. Could also hit and roll on top of the yellow. A nice shot from Danny. It looks like he rolled about half buried, and it is a little higher than the last time they were half buried, so it is a little bit of a harder shot for Dylan. Probably have no choice but to roll in front of the yellow. You'd like to make the double as hard as possible, try to hit and roll onto the center line. Would be the best outcome. Looks like with that ice, they're playing board-ish weight. Sweeper's calling heavy out of his hand. Might make the thin blue double. Just a little heavier than they wanted. I thought it was a good throw. Gives Team Casper an opportunity to hit and stick and get the force. For Danny, he knows that this side will move a little bit, so he has taken a decent amount of broom. Imagine he's throwing board weight, maybe control down. I think on this shot you got to remember to first goal is to eliminate the rock. You already, if that yellow disappears, you already get the force. Obviously, it is a bonus to stick around. You're gonna want to sweep this rock. Nice throw. And I think mission accomplished for Team Casper. Getting Team Knee-Page to draw against 3 in the first end. When you don't start with hammer, that's always a bonus. Obviously, these teams did not have to draw the button for hammer, but they did get a 5-minute practice. So draw weight wouldn't be too far off of what your practice was. It should be pretty close. And with the right line, you do have backing. Sweepers are backing up. They're saying they do need the backing. The line is pretty perfect for it. Nice shot from Dylan. 1 yellow for Team Knee-Page. Semi-final. It was a steal of 1 for Team Goves. They're leading 1-0 as well. On the B side, Team Stratton took 2 with hammer over Team Inglis. And our other B semi-final, they have not posted the first end yet. Looks like that rock picked on Daniel, as Gavin is cleaning the rock. There's an opportunity for Team Casper to set up a corner guard without any pressure. Shot from Coleman. Important to Daniel, for Daniel to forget about what happened on his first rock. Weight hasn't changed just because it grabbed. Sweeper's calling heavy, so they decided to go top 4. If there's a side that is a foot faster, it definitely is the left side of your screen. So a hit and roll out for Team Casper gives an opportunity for Team Knee-Page to put their center guard up that they've been wanting. Sweepers are calling a little heavy.
Yeah, it's slightly different. Same material, apparently.
Fortunately slides deep to the top floor, gives Team Casper an opportunity to try to make this hit and roll again. Sweeper's calling light out of his hand. It's pretty close, needed to curl. Probably just a miscommunication. I don't think that was light in my opinion. These rocks are pretty active. And Gavin happy to get rid of that corner guard. Team Casper calling draw around the corner guard after they got a miss. We talked about that make after miss stack quite a bit. And important to put pressure on when you do get a miss. Surprisingly, that rock did not curl enough. Two very good hit and rolls by both teams. As a lefty, Gavin probably has a little bit more of the rock than most righty curlers would. This rock is taking off the center line. Looks pretty close. And it's going to get the corner guard. Obviously not what they wanted, but they give us a good tolerance to get the corner guard. Team Casper has to make. Three perfect draws for their deuce, and that's what they're going to try and do. without leaving a double for Team Knee Page. Sweeper's called light right out of his hand. But a really good sweep by Sam and Coleman. Really well-placed rock. Absolutely no double. As well as Team Knee Page. I think their goal would be to hit and roll and try to get shot rock. So that Danny has to play on it. If they roll out even just a foot, then Team Casper can just draw. They wouldn't have to hit. Right out of Dylan's hand. Very good sweep, just to hit the rock. Opportunity for Team Casper to put it in the exact same spot would be their preferable. Not a ton of ice, but I imagine they're going to have a pretty positive release here. Good conversation between Skip and Sweepers discussing draw times, as Danny had to throw 2 hits in the first end. Like I said, they did have a 5-minute practice, but the ice has changed a little bit since then, and it's probably a little quicker. And you may be thinking, oh, it's a draw to paint, but Danny Casper knows that he doesn't want to leave Dylan a double. Just respect for the other team. Sweepers staying close to this one. Looks like they could go. That's a well-placed rock by Team Casper. Absolutely no double. Same shot for Dylan. Try to hit and roll in and be shot rock, so Danny has to make a hit for 2, not just a free draw. Looks like a little bit more ice. Sweeper's calling light out of his hand. Tatum's head down the whole way. A really good sweep. They will hit and roll the shot rock, and like I said, Danny will have to make a play on it now. In our game last night against these two teams, this spot did curl a little bit more than they expected on a couple of hits. See if Danny remembers that. And a nice hit and stick by Team Casper gives them the 2-1 lead after 2 ends. Definitely a little bit of a different game than they played last night together. Last night they played a lot more open concept and got a couple more rocks in play. Today, which is good for a playoff game, it's good for the live stream. In our other A-men's semifinal, there was a blank in the second end. So Team Gove still has a 1-0 lead over Team Bryant going in the third end. Of course, the two winners of the A semis will play each other in the final today at 3 p.m. A nice guard from Team Casper, keeping the aggression on. I think they definitely rewatched their game from last night and are making the adjustments. That they needed to. They definitely look sharper today. So far anyways, knock on wood, for all the American fans watching. I expect Team Knee-Page did the same thing. Sweepers calling heavy the whole time. The camera angle didn't quite switch, but does slide to the back 12 of us as I see it. There it goes. And, it's good that it stays into the rings. Unfortunate that it was heavy. And on the 5 Rock rule, we talked about how important every single position is. I think we've seen it all weekend here at the Imperial Slam. We've also seen it all week at the trials, how important every single position is. If you outcurl your opponent who is also playing second by 10%, it gives your team a huge advantage. Going up the line makes shots easier for seconds, vices, skips. Unfortunate for Coleman, his rock over curls there. The weight looked pretty close. So it is two, I guess you could call them corner guards, even though they're still biting the 4-foot lines. It'd be a good confidence boost for Daniel to make this shot. Struggling with weight a little bit. And I'm feeling this rock is going to curl. Well, that make after miss stats back again. For Team Casper's opportunity to make a shot after getting a half shot from Team Knee-Page. It looks like they're taking full advantage of that. Leaving the rock right on the tee line, buried. It's a very nice shot from Sam. here. Still just a little bit of outward motion on the release, making that rock fall the whole way. Even though this ice is curly, outward motion will still stay very straight. It's definitely something they would want to adjust. And for Sam, he just threw the draw, take about 5 to 10 feet off in weight, and same line, the guard should be pretty close. Some late finish here for Team Casper. A well-managed rock. Sam makes the perfect guard. Gavin indicating that maybe the backline tap is in order, but in second stones, I absolutely think he got a peel. Interesting taking this turn. Play the other way, you might make the double peel, might even tap your blue rock in. Unfortunate result. That was the risk of coming that way. I think if that is the thrower's preferred turn, you definitely would like to tighten the ice up. For the next peel. Team opportunity for Ethan and Team Casper to put their guard right back where it was. This rock to sit, it's moving. Another nice guard by Team Casper. Keeping the pressure on. I think on Vice's first, you still probably want to throw the peel. I think the draw on Vice's first is a little aggressive, but obviously team preferred. Deciding to play the run back / peel is a good call. If you overcurl and you get the other blue guard on the right side of your screen, you give yourself options with that yellow as well. Pretty close. Just a little bit unlucky. Getting that little wick. If he hits the rock a little thicker or a little thinner, then that doesn't happen. But Team Casper deciding to still play the guards. Another shot here would be half buried top 8 foot. Would be a good one too. Kind of Christmas tree the guards. And what I mean by Christmas tree is if you show half of the rock, then Team Knee Page can't hit shot stone and you're sitting 3. Team Casper deciding on the guard. Nothing wrong with the guard, but it still means that Team Knee Page probably has to throw the run back with the peel. They want this rock to stop. So it's could have definitely played the other turn. On that guard, but now Team Knee Page's opportunity for a make after a miss. They can hit roll around any of the 4 guards. Be shot rock. gonna throw in. He probably has about 3/4 of the stone on the lefty hack. And a nice shot from Team Knee Page. And Gavin makes the hit and roll. This draw isn't easy for the little bit more curl on this side. You almost have to throw a heavy draw so it doesn't over curl. If you throw the perfect weight, it most likely will over curl depending on the amount of rotation on the stone. They're definitely taking in a lot of ice. I like this call though, even if you finish full 8-foot, it really does shrink the scoring area for Team Knee Page. Sweeper's calling heavy out of his hand. Just a little heavy. I think the sweepers were calling back 12. I imagine if that rock was back 8 even, back 4, it would have caught the curl a little more and made the shot. So again, another opportunity for Team Knee Page to throw this top 8-foot buried. You almost want to show a little piece though, as the double run back is lined up. If you only get 3/4 buried, then the angle would be a little better for Team Knee Page. But other than nitpicking, just put this in the top. Though he ended up late, it isn't a bad outcome. Very tappable rock. I think Team Casper either throws the nose double peel or double run back to shot stone. Looks like it's right on the nose. Or they could guard that yellow stone to not give them an easy shot for 2. Definitely Danny's decision. I think me personally, I would play the nose run back. Sit 2 buried would be a good opportunity. There's absolutely no risk for the double run. Basically exactly knows, and he'd be sitting 2 buried. Dylan would have to throw a tap back against 2 to the 4-foot. Though that wasn't the outcome Team Casper wanted, it does make Dylan's draw difficult. That port isn't very big. Team Knee-Page also could go wide on the right side. You just need to draw a biting 8 foot.
This is PG, eh? Belinda Lund?
Oh! Big sweep for Jade and try to get this by the tight center guard. It looks like it's very close. Is going to crash. Does have enough weight to spin in. Does not. So it will be a force for Team Casper. And it is a tie game, 2-2. Team Casper has hammer going into the 4th end. Our other A men's semifinal is another blank, so Team Goves is still up 1-0. Team Bryant having hammer. In our B semifinals, we have Team Stratton up 5-0 over Team Inglis. And Team Dobson and Team Lima are tied 0-0, 2 blanks in the first 2 ends. Team Lima having hammer. And on our women's sheet, it's a 1-1 tie after 2 ends. Team Acres having hammer. That is the women's last round robin draw. The women's semifinals will be today at 12 o'clock. We have that to look forward to after this game. Good weight adjustment for Daniel. That should be a confidence booster going into the rest of the game. It's always nice to make a draw, especially when you don't have your A game yet, but bring the A game in the last 4 ends. It looks like Team Casper is deciding on the delayed corner. Some coaches that are watching happy. That's a great hit and roll. This way, even if Team Knee-Page does hit and roll to the center, it'll be in the back 4 foot, and that's when Team Casper can make their corner guard. It's a very popular 5-rock rule strategy. You don't see it as much on TV, but on TV they get to play on perfect ice with perfect rocks. Dundas Golf and Country Club's pretty close. Unfortunately, Daniel hits and rolls out, so Team Casper gets the opportunity for their corner guard. It's important to keep this in the guard zone. If it slides in, it's most likely going to be a blank end. And if you're Team Casper in the 4th end, you definitely want to score. Keep even ends on your side. An 8-end game, scoring in the 4th is pretty important. Playing the scoreboard correctly anyways. Looks like Sam and Ethan are head down on this one. Trying to make this corner guard usable. Good sweep and a nice shot from Coleman. Interesting to see what Gavin decides to play. Could always go edge 4, like he's calling. You could also throw the center guard if you wanted to be more aggressive. like this rock biting the tee line, so Team Casper doesn't have a hit and roll under to stay above tee. A little shorter than they want, but nice shot from Jaden. Interesting weight call on this. For Danny calling normal, I expected a control to board with how active these rocks are. Hit right, it really doesn't matter what weight you throw. Hit it on the right angle. Sweeper's going heavy on his hand. Just over curl on them. But it's important to stick if you're Team Casper so that corner guard stays. As soon as Team Casper rolls out, Team Knee-Page is going to peel the corner, so important to stick around. Similar situation for Team Knee-Page. If they hit and roll out, it gives Team Casper an opportunity to draw around their corners. Even though they're nose hits, they are important to make. Just like we saw in the second end, the first team to have a half shot or a miss gave up 2. That's not what either team wants. Well, Team Casper wants to take 2. That's not what Team Knee-Page wants anyways. See if Sam adjusts here. And that the rock is right on the center line. A little easier to call line. Looks like they brought the weight down to control. 10-5 is what the sweepers call out of his hand. I want this rock to move. Move hard. It does roll a little too far, but it does stay in the ring, so that keeps their corner guard there. We haven't been quite this wide yet, so it'll be interesting to see how sharp that pebble is. Taking a few inches off the rock, so I think it's going to move. I'm sure it will. Sweeper's calling control out of the hand. Nice sweep from Danny to get that out of the rings. Out of play, even. He knows how important that is to get the yellow rock out. Gives him an opportunity to draw around the corner. I like this call from Team Casper to put it in the back 8 foot. I have a feeling Team Knee-Page is going to play the open hits. You don't need to be aggressive and draw around the center guard. A well-placed rock. By Ethan. Similar situation to the second end. There is a center guard though, so you obviously don't want to roll out for either team doesn't want to hit roll out. Casper to obviously stick around as you keep your 2 points, but if they roll to the edge of the 12 foot, there won't be any roll under the center guard. Would be the perfect place if they could hit and roll to where Ethan's broom is. Would be the perfect shot. Keeps your 2 very much alive, but obviously the first goal is to hit and stick. And you can be picky about the roll after. Taking lots of ice, but I imagine they're throwing the board light control lane, about 10-5 to 11. When I say 10-5 to 11, I mean time between each hog line. Sweep this one. That rock a lot lighter than the sweeper's thought out of his hand. Sweeper's called 10 out of his hand. And definitely lighter than 10. So opportunity for Dylan if he gets to roll under the center guard to force in the 4th. A nice shot from Dylan. It looks like Danny's going to have about half a rock to make the peel, but it does bring that guard into play. Big shot. Like I said at the beginning of the 4th end, it's important to score, but Team Casper, it's important to blank now. And a nice shot. Danny makes it look easy. a blank end in our A semifinal on our feature sheet. On sheet 5, nothing has changed in our other A semi, another blank. So Team Goes is still up 1-0. Team Knee-Page calling a timeout. I imagine it's to discuss the first 4 ends and talk about what they can do for the next 4. So both coaches are going to go out, talk to their teams. It's a good opportunity to talk about our auction that we have on the Junior Slam Series website. We have signed jerseys, tickets to the Briar and the Scotties, and AirPods and more. 100% of the proceeds are going to the Sandra Schmiller Foundation, organized by Bella Crozier. Again, that is on our Junior Slam Series website. Same website you go to check the scores. The auction does close December 5th at 6 p.m. Keep an eye on your bids until then. In our B semifinals, we have Team Stratton up 7-0 over Team Ingles after 4 ends. And on sheet 1 in our other B semi, we have Team Lima up 2-0. They're still in the 4th. And in our women's last round robin game, we have Team Acres winning 2-1 over Team Taylor. And they're still in the 4th end as well. This is a long conversation. Definitely used their full minute. And I think for Team Knee-Page, I think they want to call a timeout because they know they need to make an adjustment the next 4 ends. Being slightly outplayed, try to make an adjustment to slightly outplay Team Casper in the last 4. For Team Casper, the total opposite. Keep playing well, keep capitalizing on misses. They're going to get an opportunity like they have with Hammer. The last 2, unfortunately, rolled out on his 7 rock. So see what these 2 teams adjust to. Well, I did say both teams are going to make adjustments, and you saw it in the first couple of stones. Team Knee Page throwing that center guard, and Team Casper siding on the tick, and both leads making first 3 shots so far. I think Team Casper's goal is to blank this end or get a soft deuce. Just light. I didn't mind how he threw it, but on that side, how curly it is, if you're light, it's going to overcurl. Opportunity for Jaden to get a nice draw around their tight center guard. Sweeper's calling heavy. They got to go for line to get it by. And does stick around. That could be your force point. I was just going to say they maybe wanted to wick off if it was that heavy, but does stop in the rings. Team Casper talking about this shot. I imagine you want to play the hit and roll. I know that rock is in a spot that can be tricky, but I think deciding to go inside out now. Didn't like how the rock reacted outside in. Looks like they're going to raise the weight. If they do make it thin, they'll make the thin double. So a little more options going inside out over outside in. I think that's Sam's goal here, to make the hit and roll. I think by that line call they were playing the thin double the whole time. Just over curls on them. Nicely thrown rock. Very well played draw by Jaden and a nice adjustment after his first stone. But if Sam hits this rock correctly, you could get all 3 yellows moving. Very unlucky there. If he hits it a centimeter higher, he makes them all go. Just missed the line call there, and that's why you see Danny a little upset with himself. Does leave their blue rock in an advantageous position in that control zone. Definitely want to be higher than your shot stone if they could. And he is higher by a couple inches. If that was 3 or 4 inches lower, that'd be a pretty easy double for Team Casper. So it's nice that that stopped in time for Team DePage. Forces the short run back for Ethan here. Nose isn't the end of the world. You would have one in the top 4 foot buried. Hit this just off nose, you might see 2 yellows disappear. Very nice shot from Ethan. And rolls to a little bit of a corner guard. Could be the turning point of the end. That was a great shot. Very nice rock, even though that's only half buried. It's much better to be half buried top 8 than fully buried in back 4 foot, so it's well played stone. Ethan has an opportunity to make another run double if he hits this thick half to 3/4 of the stone. Same rotation, same throw, just a little bit wider. Just looks like a little bit more of a crisp release there. It's going to run like we've seen. Page wanting to guard their shot stone. Don't want the guard too high. It gives Team Casper an opportunity to draw the 4 foot buried. So they do want a nice tight guard here. Dylan. It did stay a little higher than they wanted to. Team Casper going for line to get a bye this rock in the top 8. They are by. Well played shot from Team Casper. I did discuss before Dylan's guard that they didn't want it too high, so it gives Danny that shot. For Dylan, he does about have almost half the rock. Definitely a thick quarter. And they know this path. They threw this board weight path in the third end a couple of times, so they should know the path pretty well. Sweeper's calling heavy out of his hand. That did look like just a little bit of a soft release, and on that side it will curl a ton. Trying to make the run back. It does make Team Casper use a different draw path as it rolls into the center. Got to go a little bit wider, and we've seen a little wider be a little bit slower, so we'll see if the sweepers communicate that to the skip. We do need about biting forefoot. I think if you're if you think you have enough ice, take more on this side. Opportunity for Danny to get his deuce here. Just needs forefoot. Sweeper's calling heavy out of his hand. It is a slightly different draw path. The way the rock is curling, I imagine it's a little heavy. And that's a very good shot and a nice skipper's deuce by Team Casper. 2 perfect draws from Danny to give them a 4-2 lead after 5 ends. Coming into the all-important 6th end, Team Knee Page having hammer. Just to update across the sheets, sheet 1, 3-0 Team Lima over Team Dobson. They're in the 5th. With Team Dobson having hammer, Team Stratton up 7-0. There's 8-0 now, as they just finished the 5th end. Team Inglis has hammer. On our women's sheet, Team Akers is still up 3-1, still in the 5th end. And on sheet 5, Team Bryant blanked again in the 5th end, so they have hammer in 6th, down 1-0. Team Goves is up. Very good sweep by Team Casper to get that rock into the rings. hands to play down too. You definitely want to see a little bit of aggression from Team E-Page, and that's exactly what they're doing with the tight corner. It's important to score in the 6th end, even if it's 1. You score 1 and you get a force in 7. Down 2 with Hammer coming home isn't the end of the world. Team Casper playing the tap. If they do make the tap exactly on the nose, their rock will be in the guard zone. It looks like this was a little wider than they wanted, so now they're playing the straight draw. The weight was really good for the tap. It does stick around in the back 8 foot. And Gavin, Team Knee-Page, realizing that that blue in the top 12 foot is their problem rock, deciding to play the hit and roll. Important to stick around for sure, and I think they decided the audible. Does leave the center guard, but it is your own color, so it's a nice shot from Daniel. Considering Team Casper can't hit yet. A very nice shot from Sam and Team Casper. Absolutely buried top button. Trying to stick the shooter. Nice shot. It does get stuck in between the two guards. And another great shot from Sam, making the hit and roll. Absolutely buried. Must be something about the Sams. Pretty good at curling from time to time. Jaden wants to do the exact same thing. Well, he'd rather nose. Try to get a little bit of curl here. Does roll it to a corner. Team Knee-Page having double corner guard is not the end of the world. especially in the 6th end when you want to score 2. Team Casper's going to try and keep the pressure on as much as possible. Which means putting a tight guard in there. If the guard is made, Team Knee Page is going to have to run back a blue stone and not their own. Sweeper's calling light in his hand. Drag just to get it over. Does over curl, but it's guarding the right side of the rock. If they showed a piece of the other side, they would have had an opportunity to hit and roll under. I think because of how high the guard is, you do want to chase shot stone. Looks like they're calling back 8, back 12 weight. On this side of the sheet, you probably could throw hack if you want. It would roll to the open, but it does eliminate the stone. Especially for Gavin as a lefty, he probably sees a little bit more of the rock. Does move that blue stone from being buried. I know that wasn't the ideal outcome, and it did roll buried behind their yellow stone, but it is off that button, which is a positive. Team Casper looking to replace their draw in the top forefoot. Looks like they're coming up light. Does finish as a double center guard. It's opportunity for Gavin to put this in the top forefoot buried. Make this, you almost guarantee scoring. Obviously a weight sensitive shot. Looks like this side of the sheet might be slowing down a little bit. A well-placed stone by Gavin. Like I said, if that's made properly, you're almost guaranteed scoring. Big draw for Team Casper. If this is made corner frozen, it'd be very hard for Team Knee Page to score more than one. Very sensitive, weight sensitive shot. Trying to get this rock to curl. just coming up a little light. Interesting situation here for Team Page. I think you might have to do risk reward. Draw the back forefoot half buried would probably be the call. You need to be lower than your shot rock though. If you do leave it higher, it does leave a slash double, so you want to be at least to the tee line. If you're tee line half buried, you'll probably see Team Casper try to pick it without jamming or freeze, one of the two. But that would definitely be the call. I think you want to sit two after this shot. Don't think the freeze gets you anything. It just gives you more of an opportunity to advance the blue stone. Definitely the call after discussing it. In our other A semifinal, Team Bryant decided they wanted to score with hammer. Took two in the sixth. Is up 2-1 going to 7. Team Goves has hammer. On sheet 3, Team Taylor's tied it up 3-3. Team Akers has hammer in the sixth end. And Team Stratton is up 8-0 still, currently playing the sixth end, sitting 4 on Team Ingles' last rock. I imagine that will be the last rock of the game. And on sheet 1, we have a 3-1 contest. Team Lima up 3-1 with hammer in the sixth end. And they're currently sitting 2. And, unfortunately for Dylan, just coming up light there. If you were, that is the tolerance, I'd rather be top 12 than just biting back forefoot, but Team Casper has a decision. If I'm Team Casper, I probably want to throw the guard to guard the draw path. But Team Casper calling a timeout. So after the timeout, Team Casper decided on the guard. Decided to play the side that does curl more, and the guard just over curls. I probably would have, if I was playing the guard, I probably would have came from the center line in. Just so if it does curl, the draw path is even harder. And Dylan had the opportunity to draw for two and just overthrows a little bit. So it will be one yellow for Team NCCP. Team Casper being up 1 in 7 with hammer. Definitely want to decide what you want to do. I think Team NCCP is going to be aggressive, so you want to get your 2 points. Don't think Team NCCP is going to let you blank. Obviously important end for both teams. Knee page trying to steal / force in the 7th, and Team Casper trying to make sure they score or blank. Sam has this double peel kind of queued up, but looks like he's nosing. Does replace it with his own color, but definitely a little bit of frustration, because if you hit that anywhere high, you get rid of the thrown rock end. It's both yellows. Opportunity for Team Knee Page and for Jaden to throw a nice tight guard here. They would like to guard their shot rock, but even if it does over curl, leaving 2 double centers this early in the end is definitely not a bad thing. Not a bad spot to leave it, sitting 1-2, and the rock in the top 12 foot is 7/8 buried. Probably want to throw the run back if you're Team Casper. Yeah. Still second stones. If this was Vice Rocks, I would think about playing the hit and stick. I think you got to play the run right now. Looks like he's getting the peel. Just to update you across the sheets. Both B semifinals have been concluded. Team Malima winning 7-1 over Team Dobson. And Team Stratton winning 8-0 over Team Inglis in the 2 B semifinals. In our other A semi, looks like a blank end in the 7th. A trend in that game. So Team Goes will keep hammered down 1 in the 8th end. Obviously the winner of Sheet 5 and the winner of Sheet 4 will be in our A championship final. In our women's round robin game, Team Akers takes a 4-3 lead after 6 ends. Team Taylor does have hammer. Back to our feature sheet. I believe Danny's going to have to play the run back. You could roll to a corner guard and get rid of 2 yellows. Would definitely be the optimal shot for Team Casper. And a nicely played guard by Team Knee Page by Gavin. I think after this, you'll see Team Casper make a play on the shot rock. Big shot for Team Casper. On this side, if you throw a back line, you can be pretty close to making it for 2, and technically speaking, could be for the win. But I think if you're Team Casper, you want to make sure you score. Throw that draw, and if it's heavy and you tap it back enough for 2, you get 2, but you don't need to. This seems a very aggressive call from Team Casper here. In my opinion, I would have probably just played the draw and made sure I scored. But if made, you can make me stop talking real quick. If the score was different, I would play this shot, but being up 1, I think you want to make sure you score.
Good.
See what happens. In our women's round robin game, Team Akers stole 1 more, so they are up 5-3 over Team Taylor. Team Taylor has hammer in the 8th end. And then our other men's semifinal, Team Bryant is currently sitting 3. Team Goves does have hammer. Coming down the last 3 rocks. Last 6 rocks of the end. And unfortunately for Danny, that rock overcurled and he ended up tapping the yellow in for 2. Team Knee-Page up 5-4 with Team Casper having hammer in the all-important last end. Team Casper, yes, that's frustrating, but you want to adjust. You're only down 1 with. Most teams would be pretty happy to be down 1 with, so don't focus on what just happened. Just focus on the last 8 rocks of the game for your team. That's all you can do now. So see what happens. For Team Knee-Page, you say thank you and try to get the force in the 8th end or steal. Well, as we have a timeout for Team Knee Page here. And a timeout on our other A semifinal for Team Bryant. Once again, I'd like to mention our Junior Slam Series auction that we have on our website. We're giving away signed jerseys, tickets to the Brian Scotties, AirPods, and more. All the 100% of the proceeds go to Sandra Schmirler Foundation. It's been organized by Bella Crozier. December 5th at 6 p.m. is the last day you can bid. That's when the bid's closed. So if you do have bids, keep an eye out. Again, you can find that on the Junior Slam Series website. For Team Knee Page, calling timeout here, they're probably going to draw around those two center guards. Put it top 4 foot, even back 4 foot. You kind of, if you're buried, you're in a really good spot. I imagine that's why he used his last timeout for Team Knee Page. I mean, preferably you'd be top 4, but if you are buried back 4, that's also a great outcome. For Team Casper, I'm assuming they talked if they make this draw, you probably throw in the run back slash hit and roll to a corner guard. I imagine is what they're going to call. Good outcome for Team Knee Page. Absolutely buried top back 4 foot. And like I discussed in the timeout, Team Casper's going to play the hit and roll to a corner guard. Obviously, every shot in the 8th end is important. It's a big shot here for Sam.
You gotta go! Give it out.
Good outcome for Sam. In our other A semifinal, Jacob Goves has a draw to the 8 foot for the win to make the final. Their sweeper's calling all there. And a perfectly played shot. And the skipper's deuce by Gavin. Or by Jacob Goves gets him the win over Team Bryant in the A semifinal. Team Goves will be in the championship final, waiting for his opponent, which is our feature sheet. Winner of this game will play him for the championship. And I think you're going to see some guards and peels for a couple more shots. I imagine Team Casper is going to have to draw top forefoot if every guard and every peel is made by the Vice's last rock. Now, that's only if every guard is made and every peel is made. Which, the way this game's been playing, it will be. Both teams have been playing very well. Been treated to a good game this morning. In our women's final round robin game, Team Akers takes the win over Team Taylor, 5-3. A little deeper than Team Nepage wanted it. I think if this is Vice's first rock, you still want to throw the run back. Hit this yellow one just off nose, you could move them all. I think you want to hit it just off nose the opposite way so you don't jam your own. Don't jam your yellow one into the blue, or the Team Nepage's yellow into the blue rock. Important shot for Ethan. If you could touch all three of them, you will be sitting one behind the corner guard. Even if you make the double peel, it gets very scary for Team Nepage. Big sweep by Coleman. And well played rock. Does expose that yellow in the back forefoot. So Team Nepage has to be very careful where they leave this skipper's first stone, Vice's last stone. Gavin's last rock. The way the rocks are lining up now, I think Team Nepage would be happy to force. It'd be hard to steal. Rock is very wide. Sweeper's backing off. Your Team Nepage, you want to do something with this rock so you don't leave an easy double. Unfortunately, doesn't get enough curl for Gavin. Team Gasper can make the nose sit two. With enough weight, you could hit and roll under. You would be behind T-line, and Dylan Nepage could freeze, but I still think it would be good for them to make the double and sit two. Don't want to be too aggressive. You don't need a hit and roll. I think that's what Danny wants, is to hit and roll over and miss the double. Because if you make the double, they hit and roll under, it's your own blue rock that you're running into. So very interesting. This is our last game on the ice. Looks like they are throwing weight at this. You do want to stick your shooter. Anywhere nose or hair high would be a very good shot. Throwing peel weight at it, which is an interesting weight choice. A very nice shot from Team Casper, rolling it away too. That's why they threw peels, so they could try to get away from those corner guards. Mission accomplished for Ethan, making 2 doubles, kind of turned this end around for Team Casper. Big hit and roll here for Dylan.
What's he doing?
Unfortunate for Team Knee Page, that rock over curls. Opportunity for Danny to hit and roll out to the edge of the 4-foot. You don't want to roll too far or Dylan will just play the draw. If you roll to the 12-foot, he'll just draw back 8-foot, or buried in the 4-foot behind the blue guard. So you do want to stay biting the 4-foot, preferably, if you're Team Casper. Unfortunately for Team Casper, they hit and roll out, so big draw here for Dylan. This rock does need a curl. You're on the right side for a 2 move. They need to go for a weight. They need to go for a weight. And they are shot rock. A good sweep. Looks like Team Casper has a choice between the run back and the backline hit. I would play the run. Just off nose, run back for the win. I think they're just discussing which handle to throw. I think you have to go inside out. Nothing crazy, all you need is about control weight. Could throw normal if you wanted to. First goal is to make contact, second goal is to try to stick your shooter for the win. Nice draw from Dylan. Put the pressure back on Team Casper. Practice these shots in practice all the time. Just off nose for the win. I like the throw. Oh, they overcooked it. Missed the line call. And Team Knee-Page gets the win. Steals the win from Team Casper. Congratulations, Team Knee-Page. Will be in the final versus Team Goves in our men's final at 3:30. Our next draw is at 12 o'clock where we have the women's final. Team Vivier versus Team Zemelink. We will be live 12 sharp. Team Vivier will start with Hammer. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you at 12 o'clock.